And I would also give me one of those note taker things, but
Yeah, me too.
so and we're going to talk about the system in a minute because the system's not where the issue is. The issue is always in here. Okay? Because once a system is set up, it works. It always works. The problem is we don't do the prospecting, we don't do the marketing, we don't do the 2 hours, we don't do the confidence building, we don't do none of that stuff, and that's where the whole thing falls apart. uh, because the system works, and so I'm creating what I think is going to be a valuable thing for you guys, and you guys are going to be my test audience. But this video that's on yours is am I sharing? No. Yes.
Yeah.
This video. Look at this guy. Look at this guy here. This channel, my very first channel was on YouTube, was back in 2017, I think. No, this is my first video right here, 16 years ago. I put a video out here. Hold on, let me get it. I was going to show it to you because at the time, I didn't want to do face videos. I wanted to put something out there that people could read. I could post my website on it, you know. I could share my knowledge because, and Christina and Chris, all you guys might have known from Ray Higdon, invest, learn, and teach. That's going to be your trick to this thing, because there's a lot of people out there. When I go to TikTok, all they're doing is pitching. What you should do is go into the training, go through a module, invest the time to hit that module, learn it, and then create a training moment out of it. That's going to be your content. How, what did you think about it? How did you feel about it? Did you think you could not do it? Then if you do it and you get your first result, then you can report on that. People like that, because if they say, if a guy like him can do it, I can do it. And that's the only difference between us, is I believe I can do it. And some people believe that they can't do it. And so what I wanted to show you guys here today was my very first video on a thing for when we were on MySpace. Remember back in the MySpace days? And I had just finished reading the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, and so I created this. This is a PowerPoint animated presentation that I recorded on the screen, and it doesn't have any words. But watch this. Hold on. Let's see if. 4 ways to make money. The E quadrant. They didn't have music or words. The S quadrant. The B quadrant. And the I quadrant. And then this is, we'll put everything into the order for me. Our goal is to move from this left side to the right side. Either you're going to be married to the left side, or you can be married to the right side. Make sense?
Yeah.
And then again, here's the opportunity, people living longer and all this kind of stuff. But so the video is done, and I didn't do. I just put it in order, and the presentation ran, and I don't know. Hold on a second. Shh. Quiet. But the other thing I want to show you is that this video that I did 17 years ago. Oh, over here. I did it 16 years ago, right down here, left. 16 years ago, has 73,000 views. If I would
Wow.
have known what I was doing, you know, there's views happening all the time. If you put the right title in there, people will come see it, right? And so, and again, in this business, it doesn't take 1,000 sales. Well, you want 1,000 sales if you want to be a millionaire, but you don't have to have a lot of sales. I think everybody here would be happy with 2 or 3 sales a month, because that's all we're trying to do is 2 or 3 sales. I mean, I wanted to cover my substitute teaching money. And so, again, going back to what I wanted to teach you guys is about when you talk to people, you really got to find out where they're at and what they've done before, because in this system, it is for beginners, but they have to pay the price. And I've said this to a lot of you guys, you got to pay the price. The price is time. Well, first of all, you're going to pay the price is $900. The second price you're going to pay is the time. But it's not going to be 19 years or 16 years. 16 years. It's not going to be 16 years. It's going to be a week, 2 weeks. And that's the materials in there. And then the rest of the stuff comes with experience. I know that, again, all y'all do different things, and you can tell me how to do something that I don't know how to do. And there's a lot of people in this business that don't know what to do. And so what you want to do is be that expert just above the crowd beneath you. Primarily, last night I was on a call and I was using an example that there's a line. There's the people beneath the line and there's the people above the line. You guys and us, we're above the line. We know that there's something better or more, and we want to go look for it. There's people down here that don't even know that options exist. That woe is me. It's always the same stuff, nothing happens. And they're still beneath the line. Us, our job is to get those people that are at the edge of the line right here, at the top, at the bottom, but they know there's something above us. You got to move them, help them move them up one step, cross that line. And because you're a legal secretary, because you've worked in an office manager job, because, Christine, what did you do again? I forgot. She's a mom. She's a working home mom. What else? Tell me. Oh, and she's a health coach. And she just came back from Mexico, Tijuana, where she went for her dad for treatment of cancer, wasn't it? Right, cancer?
Yeah, for 4 weeks.
And so she has now gained experience and knowledge that a lot of people don't have. And so she can market to those people because, first off, going to Mexico is not cheap. Second, treatments aren't cheap. It may sound inexpensive, but they still cost. Then you got to get there and all that kind of stuff. But she was able to spend time with her dad. And hopefully that everything works out. And but she has a story to tell now, right? Matt, oh, you know what? Let me ask permission. You guys have shared a lot of stories with me. And so, but and you share with me because I want to show you that there is a market for your people. I like to pick, so Kathy and I go way back. I think the diapers. We're
Way
back. Kathy and I went to kindergarten together, of all things.
In fact, he's not Rick to me, he's Ricardo.
Yeah, I'm Ricardo to her. She's the only one that can call me Ricardo. No. And that's, and that's okay. But the thing about Kathy, she works in the legal industry. I mean, who doesn't know people that are in legal, like legal secretaries, lawyers that are frustrated, that are, getting tired, they're burned out. She's got a market that she can go poke at, right?
Yeah.
Matt was in management at a home company, or what do you call it? Was it furniture?
Accounting firm.
Who? Accounting firm.
Yeah, but it
And
was a
so-
family business.
Yeah, so family business. So there's family business owners, and there's always that guy that's in the family business that is frustrated. I don't want to be in the family business. And I don't know what his whole situation with his family business was, but
I didn't want to be a CPA.
I didn't want to be a CPA. And so now this is where our creativity comes out at in this area, because now we can talk about where we were and to where we want to be. So another secret of this whole business is that the whole world is a from to. From to. Remember that. Everybody in this meeting is at a certain place, but they want to go to a certain place. So right now, it's going to be your journey. I want to move from my current career, and I want to add a side hustle. And so the magic trick here is to always be thinking about the side hustle. Don't think about your job anymore, because you're already there. You don't need to know that anymore. One of the things, it came to me, I was in a class, and I was substitute teaching, and this little girl wrote to another little girl, BFF. And you know, everything, that's best friends forever, right? But to me, I go, that's it. Secret formula. Be future focused. Be future focused. Because if you keep your eye, when they talk about in the Bible, keep your eye on the prize. Because keep your eye on the prize. If you vary from the prize, you're going to get sidetracked. Keep your eye on the prize. And it could be anything that you want to put out there, but keep your eye on the prize. Be future focused. And so I know we've had to pick up this program. We've had to put it down. We've had to do, everybody's at a different starting point. Christina was close to the top of my first purchasers. Matt's not on here. Matt was my first purchaser. And Matt's my latest purchaser. And you're my customers. You're my customers. So whoever you bring in, this is not a network marketing deal. You're my customers. And so my job is to help you with all the other stuff that I have in my knowledge, career, history, whatever. I have to be able to find a solution for you if you have a question. And I have to keep you on the path, because it's really easy to get off the path. And since I can't reach through there and slap you in the head.
You
You
try
know,
that.
Because I tell you, I haven't been slapped, but I have had those wake-up calls, and so this business is no different, because on this video back in 16 years ago, we were marketing a product or through a system called Carbon Copy Pro. This is the exact thing. It was, people don't know how to market. They say you could come up with the cure for cancer, and it'll sit in your garage because you don't know how to get it out there. So you got to learn how to get it out there. And so one of these, this video was to a program, and just so to prove it, that just because you do something doesn't mean it's going to happen overnight, doesn't mean it's going to happen, tomorrow or the next day, but it's going to happen sooner or later, because you have to become this new person that does these things, and until you can figure out a way to create that first video and all that stuff. Now I know a lot of you guys have done some stuff and the other ones haven't. So one of the value adds that I want to do is I want to create some, again, faceless videos, so that you can post into these places. Daniel, Kenneth, another one of my customers. I love that. I'm telling you, I wasn't faking it. I'm telling you. Hold on. You there, Daniel? Kenneth? Oh, anyway, he's there. So you can get the recording, what we're recording. So what the point I'm trying to make here for you guys is we're going into the third month of this Legacy launch, Legacy Builder Pro launch. The things that you have to learn after you set up the system. So the system is the hardest part because you had to plug in all the pieces. And then there was some technical difficulties at the beginning with the payment processor. I switched over to Square. If you go through the training, they're going to tell you to go through
GoDaddy.
Stripe.
Right.
Yeah. And hey, Daniel. And so then, and Daniel, you can get the recording, okay? Because I'm recording this. There were some technical difficulties, and it became a hassle because I paid, well, so you know the story. The lady who showed this to me, I went and bought from her website, and they had the Affirm option back then to make payments. I said, great, I've used Affirm before, I'll make the payments. So I had $100 a month payment. I didn't have to put nothing out, and I was into the site. I was working the site. I could work. And so as soon as I started making sales, I started paying that loan. But then the lady who sold me that stuff, she goes, I never got my money. I go, that's not on me. It's on them, you know? And so for 2 months, we weren't going at each other. We were trying to go with the two processors, the company that gave me the money, the company that took the money, and it was all in there. So another thing about being a business owner is you have to go through these processes, go through these hassles. There's always going to be something that hangs you up, and it's not always going to be. I mean, so again, I go back to the restaurant analogy. If you own a restaurant and the toilet gets plugged up and there ain't nobody else to unplug it. You go do it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in agreement? Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
You got to fix a problem. And I think I used this with Daniel the other day. Now, Daniel, he's my eldest, he's my elder statesman in the group. He's my customers. He's 70, how many?
72.
72.
Ooh.
72. And so, and he's enjoying the learning part. So, so I'm helping him get as much as we can going. And so you have to be and I use this with Daniel. There's no shame, there's no blame, just fix it, whatever it is.
There you go.
Because the first thing your brain does, well, why didn't they do that? And why is it like this? And all these blamings. And then, oh, I'm not going to call Rick because I'm ashamed that I didn't do this, I didn't do that, I'm ashamed. But again, you're losing time. No shame, no blame, just fix it.
Get it done.
Move on. And then, so that was one of the things. Because again, the system works. You just got to set it up and then get after the marketing. And what I was telling everybody before, everybody's pitching. They're pitching. Instead of trying to create relationships with people, because again, they're all going to tell you, people buy from people that they know, like, and trust, right? And you think it's stupid, but at the end of the day, it's not, because it is. It's true.
That's true.
And if you do anything to make somebody upset at you, then you could lose a sale. But the other part that know, like, and trust is you're an expert. And in our case, you don't have to be the expert. I don't have to be the expert because I pitch it to Michelle. I always, when my site wasn't up and running, I was sending out Michelle videos. I go, this is what we're going to be doing, this, and just send her videos. She's the best salesman of this whole thing. So don't put yourself in a position where you think, yeah, you have to do it all. You don't. You just need people to raise their hand, and then you point them to her and let her do the sell. And then when they're ready, and I want to do it, okay, then you send them your domain link and say, look, subscribe and go through the process. Because one of the things, I think I told most of you guys, I want you to experience the process. Because when you went to my website, you had to key it in, your name or email. You had to read or watch that first video on the thank you page. Then you had to go to the next video. And then you went to the sales page. So you always want to make sure that your customers or potential customers, they have to experience the process. So talk less, have them experience more. Any questions so far?
When
Make
you're
sense? No
pitching, when you're pitching, isn't that faceless?
No, because pitching is real straightforward. Buy. When we're faceless, I take those small videos of restaurants, and I put on there, tired of working in restaurants, tired of working late nights.
Yeah, I've seen those.
It's not selling, it's making people aware. And that was another aha that I had this weekend. It was the only difference between us and other people is the awareness factor. We're aware that we have a problem and that we need to solve it. Some people just keep digging the hole, digging the hole, digging the hole, digging the hole. And they're not trying to solve their problem. So another tidbit that I'm going to give you is look for seekers. Look for people that are looking to solve a problem, and they're already buying books and they're already doing this. And so if they're, let's just talk about, let's say if they're career changers. If you market in and around a career change book, a group, then you can, talk and be around other career changers, because that's the only time that you really ever have that aha moment when you say, man, I could be doing this instead of working in that office, or, I could be working from home and, making some real money. Because there's a lot of, okay, so that's one of my first groups I was going to tell you. Look for seekers, people that are looking to change, they're doing personal development, they want to change, but they don't have a thing to market. They don't have the skills to sell something. The other part is, and we all know these people, so they're all out there, the seekers. The other group that I was going to tell you about was, well, I will say that anybody that that's ever been in network marketing, 90% have never made any money. Again, that's a fact. We all try to push it and say it can happen. And for me, I was with 2 before the electricity thing came, and it wasn't until we went to New England, Pennsylvania, that it hit. So you have to stay in long enough in some things to finally get to the payday. With this, when you get the $900 package, and everybody gets the $900 package, they go straight to the top. They're the top commission plan. That's it. They can't go any further. And so you always want to position everybody at the top, because that's where they're going to max out the plan. And so you always got to emphasize that. I got in because I want to be at the top. I don't want to have any sales pass up to me because I didn't start at the top. And so, position yourself and position your customer to succeed. And I'll be the first, because my mindset when I was working was to have a job. I mean, that's what our deal was. We would, graduate high school, I got a 2-year degree, went to Houston, and then I didn't do anything else until my brothers said something dumb like, hey, do you ever do anything different? Or have you ever thought about doing something else? Because my friend Billy, he got into real estate, he got his license. And I said, well, why are you telling me? Why are you doing it? And so I went and got my license. But then once you get a license, that just showed me that I could take a test, I could pass it, I understood the concept of everything, but I didn't want to do it. You had to go prospecting, and you had to go, there's a lot of ups and downs in that real estate. So anybody who has a real estate license and hasn't started making their checks, and they always have to wait for a close, that's another market. If you know anybody that does that. So that was the real estate. And so I learned from it, and like I said, I got my license. Insurance licenses. You know how many people get their insurance licenses, but they never do anything with them because they don't know how to prospect. And they all want instant money. They want it today, and it just doesn't work like that.
Rick,
best
can I
piece of
share something I learned?
Sure.
I learned just yesterday, and I was so enlightened that once you get a 900, you find, like, for instance, let's say you have your favorite customer, and then once you get a 900, the algorithm goes and seeks those type of people. I didn't know that, but it was very inspiring just to know that. It's something that I didn't understand, but it made it more clear that when you get a 900, the algorithm that got that 900 will go and look for those type of people. And
And that
Yeah.
is a way to attract people to you because, but the whole process, you got to start from zero, and you build it and you build it and you build it and you build it and you build it. And so the algorithm in TikTok is helping you. I think I've chosen to stay on Facebook because Facebook has lives, Facebook has shorts, Facebook has reels, has Messenger, and it has like about the whole world on it. The people on TikTok are sort of kind of,
Yeah, they are. I'm working
is
with
my perfect customer over there? I don't know.
It's tough.
Because my credit card my Square takes, credit cards from anywhere. And a lot of those are kids. And I mean, you can find the adults in there, but you don't need a lot of sales. So right now I'm sort of kind of playing with, I'm going to do the TikTok because I got to be a leader to you guys. But I'm also going to be doing my Facebook stuff because that's where I've been. That's where I started. That's where I went from MySpace over into Facebook. And Michelle says it, that you can do it on any of the platforms. As long as there's people and they're looking to solve a problem, you can be in that platform. The whole point, and again, so going back to Faceless for a minute, because I didn't always used to be this outgoing. Okay. I was a little bit behind the scenes. And then when I started playing around with this, well, the other secret of this channel, if you see down here, let me see here, I was able to get 138 subscribers, but over time, I want to say there's like 140 or maybe 160 videos in here in this channel. Look how young I was with Marilyn Monroe.
There you go.
That's in Vegas, so they're all fake. But this is when I was in Budapest. This is in India. This is in India. What? Who's laughing? Who laughed?
I did.
Oh, so I was telling you that there was a system back then, and it was called Carbon Copy Pro. And it was a full-blown system that had a funnel with it, that had we sold a high ticket item back then. So you think this is expensive at 900? Back then they were doing a 10,000, a 7,500, and a 2,500.
Wow.
And if you got a 2,500, you couldn't sell it. You can sell, but you couldn't, you wouldn't benefit. You had to benefit from the position you were in. And so, but the hard part there was, it was all new for me to market. I still think I had a couple of inside issues, because the number one thing that comes to your head is, am I worthy for this money? Am I adding value for this money? Am I able to deliver for this money? And it was more like an investment place because there's a bunch of it was investors. So write this one down. All your problems can be solved in the letters ICE. Self-ice. Not lice, ICE. Self-image, self-confidence, and self-esteem. Everything that we do out here starts on the inside. If you don't feel it on the inside, then you're not going to do it on the outside. I know that all of you are successful in your current careers and current jobs because you have that confidence to do it. And so you've already learned how to do all this stuff. We just forgot that we learned how to do this stuff. And so I've been talking now for about 37 minutes. I'm gonna wrap this first part up just for that, is to get your mindset right, show you that you have to start doing your first for people that are, you know, like, so Kathy's brand new. I mean, she's a W-2 person. She's had it, well, she's had a little small business, but the whole mindset is people going from a W-2 environment to a 1099 environment. That's the deal. You got to get people out of the W-2 mindset and put them in the 1099 mindset. And again, those are just things that you can, because that's the market. That's all there is. And so with that for the moment, I will open it up for any questions and or comments.
Okay, are you familiar with loom.com?
Yes.
Loom? And they do like 5-minute videos free.
Yes.
As long as it's under 5 minutes.
Yes. Yeah, so what Dan's referring to is that if you want to practice creating videos, Loom is a great place to get started. You're not publishing, so just right off the bat, don't worry about it going out everywhere. Just practice recording your screen. Practice recording, you know, explaining something. And it doesn't have to be long because everything now is in the you know, one second. Everything is in the in shorts. 2 minutes or less is perfect. You don't have to be out there for a long time. If you wanted to cut something up, like this thing that we're recording now, I can get it and I'll cut it up a little bit, and I can create videos out of it. But the whole point is you got to start doing something. So anyway, I'll open the floor a while. I'm gonna get a wire. I'm listening. Go ahead. Anybody? Oh, come on. I've trained all you guys already. Y'all talk a lot.
Okay. So here I wanted to ask you, you said a couple of things. One was the ICE, and I didn't get all of it written down. I wrote some comments in the square. So I have 2 people that are stuck. One of them is I paid somebody to get all my issues worked out, getting the system completely up and running. GoDaddy is a pain and it causes so many problems. So one of my person's still stuck. She's had the program for probably a month and a half and she hasn't got it up and running because she's got a GoDaddy issue and she can't get it fixed.
Okay. So Daniel and I had a GoDaddy issue for a long time. And I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong because I was helping him set it up. And I'm going like, I don't get it. I went back into his account. And again, I can help anybody through the Zoom thing. We can do sharing the screens or whatever. But there's only certain, so first off, again, it works.
It does work.
There's just something in there that we got to figure out that we got to either turn on, turn off, or there. I know that for one of my problems was there's an A record. You got to delete A records because that'll stop the systems from connecting. And I'm not an expert, I'm just gonna say right now, I'm not an expert, but I know that this is what we've done before, just delete that A record, and that opens it up. But what I also did, I said, you know what? I shouldn't be having this many problems. Remember, no shame, no blame. I just want to fix it. I said, I'm going to go back through the process. And I went to my trainings and I went through the videos and I had everything right there opened up here and I went through them and son of a gun if it didn't work. You know, so something that I might have missed, I got the second time around. And so I'll say that it seems a little cumbersome but once you get past that first, I think everybody should have problems. Problems are good. It'll show me if you're a whiner or a doer, right? And like they say, you can tell if somebody's going to have a chance of success. If they're complaining and crying, they're not. If they say, I'm going to go, Daniel, he kept going and going and going, and I was getting all frustrated over here. And I said, hey, you know, if you don't feel good about this thing, and he goes, what? I love this stuff. And he's all, tell him, Daniel, how you felt about it?
Yeah. I mean, I was all in. I'm the kind of person that is, I have to learn, I have to understand what I'm doing. And no matter how long it takes, I got to understand it before I move forward. So I can stay on something for a week if I have to, so that if I have to keep repeating to myself over and over and over again until I get it, even if I have to write it down, I'm very detailed that way until I get it. Because I'm the problem. I always look at myself as, you know, I'm either going to make it or break it. And so I'm all in of making it.
And that's good. So I went back and I went to the steps and I looked to see what I missed, and it was something. I deleted everything from GoDaddy. I reloaded it up using the instructions, and it worked. So Christina, get with me, and we'll take a look at that at her configuration, because I know that I've done it at least 6 times, and now everything works at the same time. The only thing we have to do is edit the emails. And once we get the payment links from Square, when we put those in there, then that should be a non-issue either. Then the rest goes into marketing. But go ahead, Christina. What else did you got?
So the Square is better than Stripe, and is it easier to hook up?
I think it is, and it's $30 less.
Okay, yeah, I definitely want to do that too. Let's see what else. So there's no other choice but GoDaddy, right? Is that the only choice that we have to connect?
So yes and no. Right now, this system, the way they got it laid out, is probably the lowest cost to get started, but it does the work, right? So there's a lot of places that have domain registrations, but in order for them to work with a system, not this system, just your system, you have to make sure that when you go to that registrar for domains, that they're able to change all those records, and you know, you do it with their records.
Mm-hmm.
But then, yeah, once you set up their records, then it's the same thing. Nobody knows out there who we use GoDaddy or Namecheap or whatever. So any domain registrar will work. It's just that the easiest group to work with is GoDaddy, because they have a 24/7 support, and you can talk to them pretty much, you email it or you chat with them or whatever, and they can work on that. Make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah, it makes sense to me. I mean, that was the main issue that everybody's having is the GoDaddy. I think that the legacy builder, the part where they explain all that, needs to be a little bit clearer. They might need to go back in and do a couple of better videos.
And
Yeah.
I saw that somewhere that they're going to do that. Danny, did you see
Yeah.
that?
Well, I agree with the, who's the woman who's
Christina.
Hi,
Christina.
Hi, Christina. I'm Daniel.
Hi.
Yeah. I believe in a more seamless, option as well,
Mhm.
because, I'm thinking about future, future projects. And, I don't want to potentials that will be coming in, so it can be more easier for them. Because if we go
Yeah.
through all the hard stuff and we put down the ABCs, and then we can share that in a more seamless way, so that they can make some money.
So, and that being said, I have a spreadsheet that I
Mhm.
already have. So it's sort of, it's not a reproduction of whatever is in the system already. But what I did is as I went through the steps, I was cutting and pasting the steps into the spreadsheet. And it's sort of kind of, one of the things when I was working was about job aids. It's about to have a job aid so that you can have to how to do that step or that work. You can go into the trainings on the Kajabi site, but if you just had a job aid that says troubleshoot for this, look for this, look for this, then you have a little bit more of a hands-on kind of thing. I think the big thing also again has to go back to, now that you've experienced some of these things and you didn't die, you know that you can go through it, and so that becomes a scar on you that you can solve. Okay. But yeah, let's take a look at that and let's see what it is, because a month is too long. I know I had Daniel out there for like 2 weeks or more. Don't make me lie, Daniel, but it was a long time. But
Right.
but with
It was.
Kathy's, it was up and running fast, I think. We did that pretty quick. And then and that's when I started deciding, you know what? I can do it for people, but you gotta go through the training. Because then if you don't
Exactly.
go to the training, then I may die tomorrow. You never know. I'm taking requests for eulogists, people who want to be at my eulogies. Anyway, so Christina, and you also said the ice, self-ice.
Yeah.
Self-image, self-confidence, and
Self-esteem.
self-esteem. Work on those. And if you can see yourself doing something, like I could always see myself working with systems and computers. I saw myself in doing that. Then that's your self-image. And I always felt like, I was a teacher, so I could see myself doing that. I never really felt like a millionaire. I never really saw myself a millionaire. My dad was a Sears delivery truck driver. My mom was a seamstress. We just weren't in that mindset of, having these millionaire mindset things, right? Now, we had friends that had a little bit more than we did, and so I could see myself as that. Kathy's parents love them, or love her dad, but they had, to me, that was the image of a family, a couple, because they were long married Lutherans. And so you could see it, right? And so once you get that self-image of who you want to be and how you want to be, then keep it in your mind, keep it focused, and you're going to gravitate toward that. So that was that. And then the self-confidence, self-confidence, when I'm working with the kids and stuff, and how if you know that the first time we all suck. So case in point, the video. Everybody, and I'm going to use the word bad words, everybody sucks at the beginning. Okay? Get that out of your system, because you got to go do that first time. Be open to ridicule, be open to like laughter, be open to whatever, but just know that you got to do it your first time, or whatever it is. And that's
I would add
build-
on. I would
Yeah,
add on.
Okay.
I would add on to make as many mistakes as you can. Just don't be afraid to make a mistake.
That's right. Don't make a mistake. So that's going to build up your self-confidence. And then the self-esteem is probably the hardest to put a thing about it, right? You got to love yourself, So I tell this joke, but I don't tell it like a joke. I go, women want me and men want to be me. And they all laugh. But I said, but that gives me confidence and to get out there and do stuff, right? Or there's another one where, where's the one that I did? You have to love yourself. I remember when I was getting divorced, I was thinking like, man, she doesn't want me. Man, you start doing all this self-doubt, right? I go, the hell with her. There's gonna be somebody out there that wants me. And yes, there has been, but I don't want to get married again. So it says, now I got to rechange my calibration. But you have to love yourself first, because you have to be able to share feelings with people. I think another thing that I'm seeing out here is that not everybody, you have to be vulnerable. You have to say, I was going to lose my income because I had to go down there and help with the rent-a-gram babies. And so I don't know. I didn't know what I was going to do to make the ends meet. And this is when I started doing this. Or you got to say, stuff, with whatever's going on in your family for me, there's a bunch of people that I know now that are in their 60s that don't have a good retirement plan. They don't have a good insurance plan, and they don't have a good retirement plan. So this becomes an income producing asset. Once you get it all set up, it produces income, but you have to feed it. You have to feed it marketing. You have to feed it.
Right.
It's no different than anybody that puts a sign up that says, I'm selling this, or we're doing this. There's, blankets over here for sale. There's this over here for sale. You're doing the same thing, but you're doing it on the internet.
Garage
Yeah.
sale.
Garage sale, yeah.
Yeah.
So I will say this other thing, and how can I say it? Remember, your customer, whoever you talk to, is your customer. If they don't have the money for the $900, all you need is the $29 and the $100, and then you set up a payment plan with them, because you need to get something in return for helping them set this up. And then they owe you. And if they don't pay you, then you know what their character is, but they're gonna pay you. I have a feeling that if anybody here owes me money, they're gonna pay. Because some people want to get started, they just don't have the funds. And so I'm okay with that, because all I know is that I'm gonna float you the money, because I don't have it. It's not like I'm gonna need it right away. And so you become accounts receivable. So you can work those deals if you want, but don't work it too many times. Okay? Try to go with the full payment first. And if somebody is just really at a point where, because again, if they're not going to do it, they're not going to make any money. You might have gotten $100 and you get the $29 for the setup that they set up, but if they don't do it, that's on them. Like all this is on you guys. I'm here to push you and tell you, but you bought the whole system. To me, the system is there. I think earlier on I had said, now if you didn't have a skill to offer, now you have skills to offer. Now, one of my aha moments from a long time ago was, in order to get, you got to give. So in our business here, we're giving people options to make some money. We're giving people trainings. They're paying for the training, but you're giving them something of value that they may have never heard of. There's 20,000 people. I had a lady text me the other day. She goes, oh, there's so many people doing this. I go, there's only 20,000. There's only 20,000 out of 300 million. And so you only need a handful to get your finances back in order, to right the ship, to get everything back on track. And so who's that? Is that you, Chris? No. Anyway,
Sandy.
Sandy. Sandy. So Sandy, you're probably gonna have to watch the recording, but we've had a good little meeting so far. I think everybody's had a good little time here. So Sandy and I go way back. She's from, she was in Del Rio, but now she's in Mississippi. She was with us in the energy business, and so Sandy, these are all my customers. And this is where I was telling everybody that there has to be a value add on top of what's already being sold in the digital program. Because if you go look at everybody, they're all doing the same thing, pitch, pitch, pitch. The value is going to come from us, because our little community, your customers are like my customers. Because if you're not getting satisfaction because you can't get something figured out, I want you to be happy, and you're going to come ask me and we'll figure it out. So don't ever think that you are at a loss, because you're not. I'm a phone call away. I'm a messenger away. Hell, if you want to go camp out on my Facebook profile, you can go camp out and just wait till I show up. So that's that. So Sandy, yeah, we talked a little bit about everything. So Sandy, what kind of issues are you having? Did we pass your setup part yet? Did we get you?
Was that for me?
Yeah, did we get you set up?
I'm
What are you
still
missing?
just the credit card thing. I need to get past Stripe and Square.
We'll stay with Square, forget Stripe. You can only use one payment link in your page. So
Okay.
might as well make it a Square payment link.
Okay.
And so let me do this.
Don't
can do a
let me
short-
interfere with what you had going. I'll catch up with you.
No. I did a talk for about 30 minutes about mindset, because this is all about mindset.
Okay.
We have, if a person doesn't have a skill to offer the market, you do now. And so now you got to go find that market that you want to go talk to and be with. In the training, they have the launch to profit document. It ain't that big of a deal. It's just a schedule to go by. And every day you do certain things, but the main points are, you got to do it every day, repetition. And to be honest with you, I hate repetition. Second was the part about ask a friend to join you. Do the curiosity posts, because those people want to know what you're doing. And then what else? Oh, and then you're posting at different social media sites with curiosity stuff. So the one thing that I've learned from Michelle and her deal, don't be throwing your link out there. What it is now, only throw your link in Messenger when they've asked for more information.
Mm.
You know, Daniel, because
Yeah.
if somebody raises their hand and says ready, how, what, you always got to pull a call to action in your post. And when they say how, then you just say check your messenger, and you put in there for more, and then when you go to Messenger, put for more info and put your website right there, and that's it.
I see.
Because one of the things that I noticed for me and other people is that we start trying to explain it. No, if I went back and it's like you got to re-enroll yourself. Go back into those videos that are on the video page, and on there's the video page and the thank you page. Listen to those videos over and over and over again, because she goes exactly over everything. And
Send them to Michelle.
yeah, and then send them to Michelle. Because and we've all learned, or some of us have been in networking, when we start trying to talk, we blow it because we talk too much. The best thing is to say, I'm just getting started. I don't know, but this video will show you. And then you just send it. Until we get your site set up and everything, you can send a video. Yeah, because you want to talk less. You want your customer to think, oh shit, all she did was send me a video. Or you said words, but you just sent a video. So I'm trying to get us to go back to the basics of like networking. Is also don't sell when you can invite and let somebody else do the selling. So they have a webinar every week. You can bring people there. They have the videos. She has videos every day. You have to be careful with that though, because if she says, yeah, go here, and that's all she's doing. She's doing her marketing. That's how she makes her money. She sells the product too. So if she says that and you have a customer on there looking at it or whatever, and they go there, then and they sign up under her, well then might as well kiss them goodbye. So the whole point is to always tell them, this will explain it to you, but when you're ready, here's the site you go register at, and you go to your site. What else? Like I said, the technical part works. We just got to get it in the right sequence. We got to do there's a little tweaks. The rest of the stuff is marketing. Is how do you get to a certain market? So Sandy, we've been sharing a lot about, different things, different markets you could approach, and you have to narrow it down. You can't be this big. I feel I can be this big because I've done more than one thing. I've always been what do they call it? What do they call it when they say the master of none? Jack of all trades, master of
Jack
none.
of all trades, yeah.
And so, and that's good for me because I've learned a lot of stuff. And I've learned everything from, corporate America to teaching, to substitute teaching, to refereeing, to there's just a lot of pieces in here. And but again, everybody has the same story. You're trying to advance up the pyramid of life. And when I say the pyramid, is because we're all trying to get to heaven, right? So we're all going up that way and we're all moving. I don't know how long it's going to take you to traverse that triangle, that mountain that goes up, but you have to go put in the time. And so, yes, Annie, I was talking about putting in the time, paying the price, because, we've learned a lot. You and I have, done a lot of trainings and stuff. So we've already paid some prices. And so anybody that's new, you're going to pay the price, but you're going to get caught up faster because there's a lot of stuff that's already all organized. Whereas I don't have to organize my books. I don't have to organize none of that stuff. And so I was showing them too, this is an old channel from YouTube. Look at that baby. Look at that baby face. All these videos, got like 138 some odd videos in here. I want to pull them out of the vault. But I did see something that I liked over here. Let me see. Look at this. Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Hi, this is Rick Gomez, MBA, Internet Marketing Consultant and creator of My Traffic Genie. In this video, I wanted to show you how I use My Traffic Genie to drive traffic to all my sites and have time to come out and run in the mornings. And this is like the hardest work that I do all day is working out. So here's where I run out in Sugar Land, Texas. So hopefully you have a place like this to enjoy and run. So sit back and enjoy, and let me show you how this thing works.
Who is that guy?
Hi, this is Rick Gomez.
Who's that guy?
MBA,
It's
Internet
Rick
Marketing
Gomez. And so I was telling people, saying that, I don't know how I ended up doing stuff like this. I would have never thought I would be the guy that's holding a video camera and doing these things. And so it's one thing to do certain things, but like they say, if you're not ready to be that person, then it doesn't matter what you do. You're just not there yet, right? And so when I called this meeting today, I go, man, I'm at the place where I thought I was going to be. I want to be a man of influence. I want to help people get started. I want to not create shortcuts, but at the same time, I love being out. My big deal is being a dad and caring for my people, my kids. And so I look at this thing. I say, okay, so you got to learn to do it, skin your knees. And then we talked about some technical issues with GoDaddy, but we're going to work on those with people. There's other than, so you're Stripe. So the Stripe, I was telling everybody, Sandy, that I like Stripe because all I did was set up 4 payments links. I put the descriptions in there and I have 4 payment links. As far as what I'm selling, I don't remember exactly what I put in there, but it's just digital goods. And then you just leave it at that, right? When a person buys, it usually goes and sits in Square for about a day, and then Square moves it to my bank next day. Right now, I'm waiting on. I had somebody come in late Thursday, and I think it has to be before 5 or 6 for it to populate the next day, but it'll come on Monday. I'm not worried about it. It's always nice to know that something is coming, and it would have been nice to know something is coming tomorrow, whatever. But the whole point is, timing is somewhat critical. So, but it'll come. If it's in your Square, it'll come. What else? Because what I had wanted to set up was, let's see.
Can I ask the question of where are you getting most of your hits from?
So, okay, so the first thing we talked about today was about there's prospecting and there's marketing. Okay. Marketing is what we're pushing stuff out. And for the most part, a lot of you guys, either I contacted you just because we're in the same groups, or you contacted me because you saw something that I posted. So it's all, and so it's been in Facebook. So I was telling them earlier that I think I'm going to stay in Facebook because they got the reels, they got the shorts, they got the people, you know? And so I'm looking for ways to be able to talk to talk to people. And again, nobody has to do this stuff, but I do it. When you get $900 and you get 11 of them or 12, all of a sudden you have taxable income. Okay. So you need to have some offsets, and there is no other offset except that once with your first charge, and I'm not a tax expert, but that's the way I'm doing it. The first charge that I bought, that became a starting expense. So that'll go on next year's taxes. But anything after that, you need to have some stuff that goes against the current month expenses. And I use some software to do my birthdays and to do some other things. So that's a little bit of money that I put back into the business. Because like they talk about automation in the digital group there's automation also just for the tasks that you have to do. Like right now I'm playing with, and is that, oh, I'm playing with, that's okay. I'm playing with some AI stuff that is built on my thinking and thoughts. I tell it what books and stuff I read. I tell it everything about me. And then when it responds sort of kind of like me based on the stuff that I put in there. And the point of that being is that I can run it for 2 hours and it can go comment and post on different people, on people that are on my timeline. Now, I don't know whether they're looking or not looking, but I have an opportunity to ask them, are you looking or you're not looking? And so it brought up people to me. That's one thing. And then second, I really like YouTube. YouTube is, to me, the place to be because, again, those videos will stay out there forever. You know, once you start your channel, all those videos stay out there. And all it takes is one person to say, I'll click on that link. And so, and again, it gives you some credibility. It helps you. I have to go work on my self-esteem again. I go, look how young I was. Look how young I was. But the so going back, prospecting is one-on-one. If I reached out to you or you reached out to me, or I reached out to you, that's prospecting. Marketing is you put out a piece of content and it goes out to the group, it goes out to 20 people, 30 people, 40 people, 50 people see it. And so to be honest, here's another thing. Okay, so I think that if you're not doing, let me go to Facebook here real quick. Well, let me show you this first, just so you can see it. This is called a Genius Engager. And so I can hit run engagement and it'll go out to my Facebook feed. And over the course of the last 15 hours, I've only run it for 15 hours. So it's like for the week because I'm testing it. And it shows me that I did a 378 likes and it did also 378 messages. Loves and cares and wows. So, and when I go to the activity log, so I can show here on this one. So Bambi had her post, had another sale, blah, 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 blah. She's the one that signed me up into this thing, Bambi. And then, but when I came in here, hey, that's incredible to hear about your $900. It reads her post and comes back and says, that's incredible to hear about your $900 sale. I love the idea of earning daily pay. It must bring so much excitement and freedom to your life. Have you always dreamed of having days like this? It's trying to create engagement. Whether anybody engages or not, it doesn't matter. That task of talking to somebody is done. It's up to them to engage. And so I go back over here. Willa Gibson, Mark Brown. So all these people I know. Here's Sandy. So let's see what Sandy posted. Y'all can see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Yes? Okay. So Sandy, she's talking about her gratitude, and who's Annabella? Sandy? Oh, right.
Or what was the question?
No, Annabella.
Annabelle, she's always there. She's my friend from Walmart in Del Rio, Texas.
Oh, okay. It's always nice to start the day with positive vibes from friends. What are some of the things that bring you joy and energize you for the day ahead? I'm trying to get rid of the question. I thought I had deleted it because I don't want to be asking that many questions. I want to just create engagement, just to chit chat there. But the whole point of this whole thing was that I didn't do this. And it seems to me like it's a good statement. It's always nice to start the day with positive vibes from friends.
I took it positively.
Yeah. And so what are some of the things and so the question is, some people don't like to be asked questions because they just never had questions asked of them, And so I just, so I'm still playing, I'm tinkering with it. Because once I hone it down and get it to where I want it, then I'll just run it 2 hours a day. And that'll be my marketing. Because it's going to go down my Facebook feed. And so let me see, I didn't check this chat. I have a chat. Let me see here. Can we mute? Yes, you can mute MySpace. Who's laughing? Not Christmas season. Connecting with GoDaddy. Again, sorry, I lost part. Okay, Cat 115. Yeah, she just left. The point being here is that this AI will go into and read the comments and read the comments in the post and come up with a response. But even if you don't have that, that's what you want to do is just go down your Facebook post and comment on people's comments. Because let me get over here real quick. here's my feed. And so if you know these people or whatever, you can like, and then you just make a positive comment. You know, don't be ugly or anything. And you just go down the list. And you can just, you can talk to 15, 20 people.
Rick, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Is there, like, when you do a short comment or whatever, are we able to post our landing page to as a live link so they could just click on it and then put their information in it?
So good question, because one of the things that I found out in Facebook is when you create a story, these guys here, stories, if you create a story right here, you can put a link in here, and when it says see more, click on that, and it should go to my site.
See more.
Yeah, so it's on Facebook stories. So when you create a story, which is like a short video,
Mm-hmm.
and then you'll put your link in there,
Mm-hmm.
and they can click on it, and they can click on it. And then the other beauty of stories is you have 10 viewers, right?
Is that on Facebook or where is it?
That's on Facebook,
Okay, Facebook. Okay.
because then on Facebook, you can go to.
How do you put your link in the story? Because my videos go to stories every morning and I get lots of views, but I don't think it's a clickable link.
Yeah, that's the same thing that I'm experiencing.
So the way I do it is when I'm out walking, I do it. Let me see. I don't know that it works. Let me see here. Create a story. Okay. So this is from doing it from your desktop. Most of the time I do it from my phone. Okay. And so right here, there's some limited options, looks like, but I'm just going to do a photo story.
Okay, so you have to create the story. My story is automatically posting from my live.
Right. So you have to create a story.
Okay.
And so, yeah, so so you can do one of these and say, in this one, you have to add text. Next. Why are my fingers all stupid today?
Stupid Friday.
Hey, Rick, you doing this from your phone or desktop?
This is on my desktop right now, but I do everything from my phone. I try to do everything from my phone. And the only thing I was trying to do right here was to show here that you can create a story just from your desktop. But from your phone, if you just go to, well, here, I can do that too. Hold on, I'm gonna come into the meeting from my phone and share from my phone. Give me 1 second. Anybody have any questions is anybody getting, now I know why they say, is anybody getting any value out of this thing?
Everything helps.
Okay, so let me see here. Because for me, what I've been doing is every month I've been falling back on some of my old experiences in sales, because I had to go from an employee mindset, a W-2, to a 1099, and you had to make that transition. And it didn't matter what you were selling, you have to make that transition. And so a lot of it is about going to and a lot of it is oh, hold on. And so once you get past that mindset stuff, then it becomes, you just have to do the,
Ownership mindset.
yeah, you have to go to ownership mindset. Let me get in here real quick. I hear you knock, you knock. Okay. You can see my screen?
Yes, we can see it.
Going to.
We can't hear you.
Rick, you're muted.
Okay. Hold on just one second.
Did you unmute yourself?
No, I have double.
I think you're gonna have to mute your phone, but not your desktop.
Or
Thank you.
vice versa.
Hello.
There you go.
No, but that's. I'm muted here.
You're good now. It sounds good now.
Really?
Oh no, you're in the echo. You're in the echo chamber.
Okay. Oh. How about now?
You're still echoing.
Just follow along. So the single pick's not working. Can't record videos. Hold on. Facebook. Create a story. Okay.
Hey, Rick.
Yes.
Yeah, I need to run.
Yeah, I'll get to the recording.
Say
Thanks.
again?
I said, oh. I'll get you the recording. All
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you.
right.
Bye.
Bye. So here's a song.
I'm about to take up his hand. 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 Take out the trash. I'm about to take up his hand. I'm about to take out the trash. I'm about to take out the trash. I'm about to take out the trash.
Never know how to get out of this thing. How do you get out? How do you go? Give me 1 second. Okay, so I don't know, remember if you saw that, but I did that little Facebook-y video through my phone. And I'm gonna go here. And I'll do a better video, but so here's my, are you still, I don't know, let me share back screen again. Okay, this is gonna be the last thing, and then we're gonna call it a day for a little bit. Oh, did it close? No, there it is. So whoever's still with me, are you still there?
I'm still here.
Okay, so here's that. So I put the time to take out the trash. I put the link and it'll put it in the see more place right here. And then when I click on see more, and you can add that, see more for more information or get more or whatever, or put it a down arrow, click it and it'll go to your page. Did that make a little bit of sense?
Yeah.
So, like I said, you can do it from your phone and all that, but well, I appreciate everybody being on this afternoon. It was a little bit more ad hoc than anything else, but now that I know what we can try to do, like I said, I can come back out here and we can go walk through your issues, or you can contact me outside of this. Let's get your people signed up and get them up and running. Okay. Because there's no reason that you shouldn't be set up and ready to go. Okay. Anybody else? You're welcome. Again, I'll put this recording out here and I'll send you the link here in just a second.
Sounds good. Good to see you.
Good seeing you. Take care. Bye.
All right.
You
Have a good day, everybody.
look all
Bye.
summery. Look all
Huh?
summery with your sleeves.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Outside working in the yard.
Thank you, Chris. If you have any questions,
All
let me know.
right. Yes, sir.
All
Bye.
right.
Talk to you soon.
The mouse. Here it is.